So I guess I would say that it seems like, so hand in hand with being a comedian is like having money problems as well. And I know that this has probably been convinced from watching everybody else that every comic is broke until they make it. Everybody struggles. So again, I've been trying with the prosperity mentality and saying, money's coming in. But sometimes when I'm just so deeply entrenched in having no money, like I literally had to drink a glass of water the other night so I could go to bed because I was hungry because I couldn't afford any food, And when you're in that point, like I want to believe the money's coming in, but it's just hard. Like antidotes to this thinking.
Well, what you do is, at the time that you are least aware of your lack of money, you relax about other things in an attempt to be trusting that it is coming. You look for evidence of it coming in the ways that it does come, rather than counting the evidence of the way it's not coming and the way it's not coming. In other words, you just keep reaching for the better thought and reaching for the better thought and reaching for the better thought. And little by little by little by little, you begin to acknowledge, well, if I can do that, then I can do that. Well, if I can do that, then I can do that. It does not come all at once, but you did not get to the place that you are all at once either. And so that's why the barrage of processes that we offer are all oriented toward helping you get to the place where you are allowing the well-being that you're asking for.
Right.
In other words, that was a really dynamic and dramatic statement that you just made. Straight from the heart, no manipulation involved. In other words, you were just clearly stating how you feel. And it rippled through the audience. In other words, everyone can feel it. Some identify with it now, some remember that feeling. As you keep that vibration alive, you keep that vibration alive. And as you feel the discomfort of that vibration and you say, I'd like to awaken another vibration, you can't usually awaken another vibration on that same subject right here, right now. But the fact that you want to will cause the universe to line something up that will give you more of that.
Right. And I know something always crops up right when you're kind of at the edge, but I want it to come sooner.
But hear what you just said. I know something always crops up. Oh, did you feel the purity of that vibration? In other words, did you feel how much better that vibration felt than I had to drink water because I was hungry before I went to bed? In other words, that was a much more serving vibration for you. And then you counted it again a little bit. In other words, you just want to be sensitive to where you're going. And of course, we're not wanting you to monitor your words. That'll make you nutty. We want you to pay attention to the way you feel and reach for thoughts that feel good. And when you get on a trend of something that does feel good, milk it for all it's worth. And when you get on a trend that doesn't feel good, try to get off it as fast as you can. That's the way it works. Now, let's come back to this comedy.
Yeah.
What makes you choose that? In other words, do you feel driven to it, compelled to it? In other words, is this something you really want to do, that you feel natural to? Well, that's the way it feels in your vibration. And so, as you say, I have found a really good fit. Ooh, doesn't that feel good as it resonates through you? And then you think about comics that are not hungry when they go to bed. And a lot of them will tell you stories of when they were hungry, and those aren't the parts of their careers you're wanting to remember. You're wanting to remember them being at the top. As you look at how many people are fantastically famous and wealthy and eating well and influential, that also found comedy to be a very good fit for them, you can ride on their vibrational coattails just by telling yourself their stories over and over and over and over again. Don't tell yourself their starving artist stories. Tell yourself their success stories. Look at where they are. Remember that they can go anywhere. They can get their name on any billboard in any place. They can get on nearly any television program. In other words, they are wanted. They are where they want to be. And you can be too. You just got to tell those stories and vibrate there.
Right. It's a very good tip.
Now talk to us about the comedy. Talk to us about the thrill of being there and humorous, well-timed things being evoked from you.
Talk about it?
Talk about how that feels.
Oh, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, it is just, when when I do it and it goes well, I really feel like it was why I was put on the planet that time, and I feel just amazingly connected.
So what we are wanting you to do just for a little while is pick some of those rooms or sets where you really were clicking, and replay them often so that you keep that active in your vibration. Because you see, you can look at yourself from a lot of different vantage points. You can see yourself in that successful moment and activate a vibration, or you can see yourself as a starving artist who sometimes has a good set but is mostly a starving artist and activate that vibration. You get to choose what part of all of that you make dominant in your vibration.
Right.
And it's strictly about airtime. In other words, you understand the more exposure you get to the more people, the more well-known you will become. In other words, as people hear you and like you and then begin remembering your name and begin retelling others about you, in other words, this is the way your reputation is going to expand. And so what we're suggesting is in exactly the same way, you can give airtime to the successful part of you, or you can give airtime to the unsuccessful part of you, and every part of it has a ripple effect that is going to affect your future experience as it unfolds. Do you make yourself laugh?
Yeah, yeah.
And do you enjoy coming up with funny things?
Yeah, and actually this was another thing that I wanted to ask you, because I know we're not supposed to, focus on the negative, but so much of comedy does come from negativity. I mean, I listen to other comics, there is, a lot of that. So I kind of worry about that, like when I write jokes that come from like bad dating or whatever. I mean, am I putting out that vibration every time I do that material on stage?
Or are you taking a subject that is negative for many people and softening it to a place that feels better?
Ah. Okay. Yeah. I see, yeah. Thank you very much.
I have a question, Abraham, about dreams. I don't remember my dreams very often, but I work in a chiropractor's office, so I have a lot of interaction with people, which is wonderful for me because I get experience affecting other people's state through my state. My question is, I don't know why I feel so emotional about this. A couple weeks ago, I had a dream that it was a sexual dream. And it was like the best sex I've ever had, awake or asleep. But it was very beautiful because I felt so loved. There was this tremendous connection. And the dream just happened to be about one of the patients who comes in. Now, I'd never thought about this man in that way, ever. And then suddenly I have this dream, and turned out, coincidentally enough, that he actually came in for an appointment the next day. And, prior to this dream, had just exchanged pleasantries with him. But then after this dream, he, could not leave the front desk. We just were chatting for, half an hour. So I felt, I almost sensed, gosh, did you have the same dream too? And the dream itself felt like such a gift. I sensed at the time that it was a real gift. But my question is, and now he's come in since then, and of course now judgments and thoughts and opinions have come in to kind of go, oh, well, that was just a dream. That can't really happen. So then the second time he came in, that energy was kind of gone. There wasn't that same kind of sense of dynamic attraction going on. So my question is, dreams in themselves, was that simply a gift, or how, in the terms of the law of attraction, how does that work?
Your dreams are manifestations too. So what I think and what I feel and what manifests is always a vibrational match. And what I'm thinking and feeling and dreaming is always a vibrational match. So what's happening is you're launching these desires through life experience. Source is receiving that, and as with so many, the path of least resistance for you to be an allower of what you're asking for is in your dream state. So, was this dream specifically about that person? Not necessarily. Very often, the basis of your dream is about the vibration that is most dominant within you. And then the characters sort of fill in around other things that are stimulated. In other words, we would say there is enough alignment there that that was the path of least resistance for you to play it out. And because it was not someone that up until after the dream you had made all of those decisions that it couldn't be, you were able to let it be. And that is the gift of that dream. Your dream is saying to you, your lover has to be a stranger because you've ruled everybody else out, so to speak. You get a sense? Yeah. In other words, and it's easy to do. This one's right in all of these ways but wrong in that way. And this one's right in all of these ways but wrong in that way. And so as the dream unfolded, you had not made those judgments. As you say, I had not even been thinking anything. And I had this fabulous experience. You can have fabulous relationships with anyone that you have not activated within yourself things that would go wrong.
So is it wise then, I've been taking myself back to, not the sexual part of the dream, but just this feeling of connection and feeling so loved.
Oh, we think it is wonderful to relive that. In other words, we would use any part of it, even the sexual part of it, as a touchstone, because as it reverberates within you, it reactivates that vibration, and as it reactivates that vibration, now you're in the place where things that match it can line up. And we think it is interesting because you've been saying for a long time, you don't just want a relationship, you want this loving relationship, you want this deep relationship. And the sexual experience that you had in that dream is the kind of experience that partners can have when they are both lined up with source energy and having this co-creative experience together. In other words, your dream was about what you've been asking for in partnership. And we think it is a wonderful thing because once something manifests that powerfully in dream state, it means that your vibration is stable enough or dominant enough that it is getting closer in actualization. We have enjoyed this interaction immensely. It is wonderful to come together with those like you who are beginning to recognize the power of directing your own mind, and more importantly, the confidence that you begin to gain as you feel your way through your thoughts. It's a vibrational universe, and every part of that which you live is because of your ability to decipher the vibration. And as you begin to use your emotional center as a deliberate deciphering mechanism, where you are deliberately paying attention to the direction of your thought by the way it feels, now you have supreme guidance. Guidance that you were born with, guidance that the beasts use that you call instinct. You have guidance in the moment, source energy, broader view, guiding you. When you are feeling the perfection of that which is you, the guidance is right there. When you are questioning your ability to do something, you've pinched it off a little bit. When you are appreciating yourself or someone else, the guidance is right there. When you are critical of yourself or someone else, you've pinched yourself off from it. When you feel joy beyond description, you have a focused desire and you are in alignment with it, which means you're doing step 1 and step 3 at the same time. When you feel passion, the energy is pouring powerfully. Your resistance is non-existent, and you are as you are in your non-physical state. Life is supposed to be fun, and it is not complicated once you understand the basic laws of the universe. And everyone that you are interacting with, those you know closely and those that you have not met or believe you do not know at all, are all playing under the same identical rules.